What if everything you have ever identified with, your name, your thoughts, your desires, was nothing more than a fleeting illusion? What if the very idea of you as an individual was just a veil, obscuring a deeper, eternal presence that has been guiding you all along? There exists a book so profound, so mysterious, that those who truly grasp its message say it changes everything. It dissolves the illusions of ego, redefines the meaning of self, and reveals a truth that cannot be unlearned. This book is The Impersonal Life, written anonymously in 1914 under the pseudonym Joseph Benner. But in truth, the book was not written. It was delivered, as if dictated from a consciousness beyond the mind. Some say it was a divine message, a transmission from the highest realm of existence, spoken directly to the soul. Others believe it is a radical confrontation with reality, a guide to awakening the eternal presence that resides within each of us. But no matter how it is perceived, one thing is certain. This book is not meant to be read. It is meant to be experienced. In this video, we will explore the hidden origins of the impersonal life and its anonymous author. The book's radical message: you are not the doer. The dissolving of personal identity and the awakening of the divine self. How to embody the principles of the book in daily life. Why this knowledge has remained largely hidden from the masses. If you have ever questioned the nature of existence, if you have felt the pull of something greater whispering from beyond the veil of reality, then prepare yourself. The journey into the impersonal life is not just about learning, it is about surrendering to a truth that has always been present, waiting to be remembered. Are you ready? Then let us begin. There are books that entertain, books that inform, and books that inspire. But the impersonal life is something else entirely. It is a book that awakens. But who was the author? Who was Joseph Benner, the man who brought this book into the world? Little is known about him. A man of deep spirituality, Benner lived a quiet life in Ohio in the early 20th century. He did not seek fame, nor did he claim credit for the words he transcribed. In fact, he made it clear that he was not the source. The words were dictated to him by a force beyond himself. He was merely the instrument, the vessel through which an eternal voice spoke. It was this anonymity, this selfless devotion to the message rather than the messenger, that made the book so powerful. For the impersonal life is not about Joseph Benner. It is about you. It is about awakening to the truth that your personal self, your name, your history, your beliefs are nothing more than a thin veil over something vast, infinite, and impersonal. And yet, this book has had an immense impact, reaching seekers across generations. One of its most famous readers was Elvis Presley, who reportedly carried multiple copies and gave them away to friends, believing it held the key to true spiritual enlightenment. But this book is not for everyone. Some read it and feel an immediate shift, as if remembering a long-forgotten truth. Others resist its message, feeling unsettled by the idea that their personal identity is nothing more than an illusion. So, what exactly does the impersonal life reveal? Let's step deeper into its message. There is a truth so profound, so unsettling, that the mind will do everything in its power to resist it. That truth is this: you are not the doer. From the moment we are born, we are conditioned to believe in our individuality, our names, our achievements, our failures, our desires. We construct an identity, a self, that we believe is in control of our lives. We say, I did this, I want that, I made this happen. But the impersonal life unveils a radical reality. The personal self is an illusion. The thoughts that arise in your mind, they are not yours. The actions you take, they are not truly your doing. The events that unfold in your life, they are not dictated by your personal will. Instead, there is only one presence, one divine intelligence, flowing through all things. It is this presence, the true I Am, that speaks, moves, and acts through you. Your personal identity, the you believe yourself to be, is merely a mask, a shadow cast by something infinite. In one of its most striking passages, the book states, "You have been told that each man is a god, and you have believed it. But I say to you, you are nothing, nothing but my instrument, my vehicle, my channel through which I express myself in the world." For many, this is a terrifying revelation. If I am not the doer, then what am I? If I am not in control, then who is? But for those who surrender to this truth, a great peace dawns. The burden of personal struggle dissolves. There is no more need to force life, to push and pull against circumstances. Instead, there is only trust in the divine flow of existence. This is not about becoming passive. It is about realizing that your true self has never been separate from the divine. Every action, every word, every thought is simply the unfolding of the infinite. Practical exercise, surrendering to the I am presence. Find a quiet space and sit in stillness. Close your eyes and repeat within, I am not the doer. I am the presence behind all things. Observe your thoughts as they arise, but do not claim them. Instead, recognize them as movements of something greater. Let go of control and allow yourself to be guided by the moment. The mind will resist, but if you continue this practice, something incredible will begin to happen. You will feel freedom. And this is only the beginning. In the next chapter, we will explore how embracing this truth leads to the dissolution of the ego itself. There is a moment in every seeker's journey when they come face to face with the great illusion, the ego. For years, perhaps lifetimes, we have believed ourselves to be this collection of thoughts, emotions, desires, and memories. We have built a self-image, a fragile identity that says, I am this, not that. I have achieved this. I desire that. But what happens when we realize that this I does not truly exist? In the impersonal life, we are told, you think you are this body, this mind, this collection of experiences. But I say to you, you are none of these things. You are not the reflection in the mirror. You are the light that makes seeing possible. The ego recoils at these words. It fights to maintain its illusion. It whispers, if I am not the doer, then what is the point of my existence? If I surrender to the divine, won't I lose myself? And this is where many seekers falter. The dissolution of the ego is not a gentle process. It is a death. Not a physical death, but a death of illusion. The unraveling of everything we once believed ourselves to be. This is why so many resist the path of awakening. It is why spiritual seekers read books, attend lectures, and practice techniques, but secretly fear the final step, the complete surrender of self. But the impersonal life offers a key. When you cease struggling against the flow of life, you will find that you are life itself. The ego must die, so that the true self may awaken. And so, the question remains, will you let go? Will you surrender to the infinite, knowing that what you lose is only an illusion? Practical exercise. Watching the ego dissolve. Throughout the day, observe when your mind claims ownership over something, e.g., I did this. This is my achievement. Pause and ask yourself, who is this I that claims ownership? Shift your awareness to the silent presence behind all thoughts. In moments of fear or resistance, remind yourself, I am not the ego. I am the presence watching it. With time, the ego begins to loosen its grip. The false self fades, and something vast, eternal, and boundless emerges. In the next chapter, we will explore what happens when one fully embraces the impersonal life and lives from the pure I am presence. Once the ego's illusion is shattered, a profound stillness takes its place. This is where many seekers experience what could be called the Great Return. A return not to something new, but to something that has always been. It is the realization that the true self has never been lost, only obscured by the noise of the mind. The impersonal life tells us, I have been with you always. I have guided every step, spoken every word, breathed every breath. But in your slumber, you believed yourself to be separate. Now, awaken. To live from the I Am presence is to no longer operate from personal desires or fears. It is to move as a vessel of the divine will, unshaken by the illusions of success or failure, praise or blame, gain or loss. Imagine a river that has always fought against the current, trying to shape its own course. But one day, it surrenders. It allows itself to be carried by the greater flow. Suddenly, there is no resistance. There is only effortless movement. This is the impersonal life. When one truly awakens to this state, all action becomes spontaneous, free from the weight of personal struggle. The body moves, the mind thinks, words are spoken, but the doer is absent. There is no me trying to control life, because life is simply happening. The qualities of one who lives impersonally, unshakable. Stillness, no longer tossed by emotions or circumstances, the awakened one remains centered, knowing that all is unfolding as it should. Effortless action. There is no anxiety, no doubt, only a deep knowing that every action is guided by something higher. Freedom from fear. Death, loss, failure. These are no longer seen as threats, but as passing waves in the ocean of existence. Silent power. Without effort or force, their very presence influences others. Not through words, but through the undeniable radiance of truth. But the greatest mystery is this. The impersonal life is not something to be attained. It is already who you are. It is the realization of what has always been. Practical exercise. Becoming the observer. Throughout the day, observe your actions as if watching a character in a movie. Instead of saying, I am thinking, recognize thoughts are arising. Instead of saying, I am walking, notice, walking is happening. This subtle shift allows you to witness life unfolding without personal attachment. Soon, you will see. There was never a doer. There was only the eternal presence, living through this body, speaking through this voice, moving through this world. This is the impersonal life. What is the final truth of the impersonal life? That there has only ever been one doer, one thinker, one being. It is not you as an individual. It is the eternal I Am. When you recognize this, you become free. Free from fear, free from suffering, free from the illusion of control. Life unfolds as it is meant to, and you, as the silent witness, move in perfect harmony with it. The personal self will resist this truth. It will seek distractions. It will cling to old identities. It will refuse to surrender. But if you are ready, if you are truly willing to let go, you will discover something vast, luminous, and infinite. The choice is yours. Are you ready? The truth has been spoken. Now, the question is, will you listen? Will you continue to chase illusions, identifying with a self that is fleeting, fragile, and bound by time? Or will you step into the eternal presence that has always been within you? This is not just another teaching. This is the final unveiling of all that you have ever sought. The impersonal life is not a belief. It is your direct experience of truth. So, what now? Pause. Breathe. Let go of every idea about who you think you are. Share this message with those who are ready to awaken. The world is asleep, but the few who hear the call must remind others of what has been forgotten. If this resonated with you, like, comment, and subscribe for more profound explorations into the mysteries of existence. The journey back to yourself has already begun. The only thing left to do is wake up.